lakad matatag!
Normally. Loss is there, silence is there, but you're a BKB away from...
Opted not to go for the bottle. Got the Falcon Blade instead. Solid item on the Death Prophet, but it's back up top where finally Nick just gets brought down. He hits that level 3 point.
Here in terms of those last hit counts.
Yeah, and Pamplona gets run down. 2 shrapnels, so kind of expensive there from DNM. But he's just last hitting better. He kills underneath a lot of...
D-Rune, he could try to force this, but he still doesn't have a point in the chain, so they have no lockdown. They just got to try and do it by hand, and they're doing a lot of damage. Nick does get taken down. Pamplona is starting to drop, so he'll fall. But the EXO is running out of time. Jamari is starting to get a little low himself, but does he want to stick around? No, he doesn't. He's going to jump away to the Rem here early on. 2K in their favor, and looking for Adrian. They get the Ava, they get the toss back. Requiem, though, will be channeled out. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but the Fear does split up the duo, so Nick is going to get targeted. Tries to heal up with the stick charges, and he's not dead yet, but neither is Adrian, and Adrian has the longer range there with the raises, so... But, yeah, the Undying's not sneaky, he's just here to be annoying, and can certainly accomplish that. But, up in the top lane, 555, in a little bit of trouble here. He is going to get slowed up, caught by the Avatos. Red 2 just popped his ult again, so they are going to lose this section of the map in particular this early on. Adrian basically would like to just live in this zone as the Roar. Going to be deployed in the south side jungle. Roar into Mortimer Kisses, allowed them to get onto AB1, but now Drakeel has to be very careful. He's trying to get himself away. The Cookie's certainly going to help, but this is a hasted Tiny, so Nick just keeps going, but the toss hits onto the Dom-Helmed Creep, which they will kill. No, 100 gold. Clipped Adrian, and they're going to go for it. There's going to be your Avalanche into the Siphon. There's the toss. Do they have a silence? They did, but they didn't actually feel the need to use it, and they find the kill anyway.
Where it's sticking around in the mid lane and looking for Pamplona. Again, the toy into the Centaur Stomp, into You've Been Kidnapped.
I mean, it's the poor man's Blink Dagger, really. Little Nick just able to make back-to-back plays with it, and...
Trying for Red 2, but again, Hand of God, 20 stick charges will be enough. The Kisses, they're feeling like it's enough, but here they come.
Red 2 is just standing in the Kisses, not caring, not dying. Eventually, they'll finish him off, but now the cost is going to be pretty high. The Overgrowth doesn't come out. He dies before he can get it off. This is starting to get a little bit complicated. DNM picks up 2 kills. Jamari realizing he is pretty much out of mana. Besides
timing, Adrian only another 900 gold away from his, but still waiting as a nice little pick, though, here onto Nick. They can get it quick enough, but there's that Hand of God, and Drakeel, well, he's been sniped.
At least they still find the kill, but just takes that little bit of extra time with the Hand.
Tier 2 tower. Now, do they want to use it on that tier 2? I don't know, but 555. Well, accidentally just showed for a second there with the lane ward that AB1 placed after the fact. Denies his word. D-wards. Unfortunate.
They are a little bit split, trying to find a kill onto Nick there in the river, and ET, they'll get it. But while they do that, their tower does take a lot of damage.
Yeah, but it is BKB timing time. Here we go. Watch the defense. Here's the commitment.
Silence deployed, but that just prompts the BKBs. That's a nice use of the Greaves, though, healing everybody up, and they're going to start to turn. Jamari needs to fall back. That coming out from his own teammate will allow him to heal up, but he goes back in with the Remnant, and... well, that ended up not being the best of ideas there. Gets burned down and finished off, but they at least... You would need perfect timing for that.
Yeah, it feels like more likely. This Raxers are going to take it down, but look at it. Here it is.
They're able to jump in. The Mortimer Kisses are coming through as well. AB1 killed by the point blank Requiem, but they're looking for core heroes. Looking for DNM specifically, but there's Nick blinking in, getting off the Avatos, disrupting the fight. Hand of God comes through, but it doesn't do Speed himself a whole lot of good. They will lose the Chen. But DNM is okay. Red 2's starting to fall back here as well. Or maybe not. They're going to push their way forward. They get off the toss into the Avalanche, into the Silence. There's a lot of damage onto the SF. Can he survive, though? For now, yes, he can. DNM's the one to fall. Red 2 dead as well, and Nick was just trying to do a little bit too much there, and now he is going to be punished as well. Double kill for 8.
But both teams set up in the trees, and here's the push in.
Start with the XO, making their way forward. The Roar, though, is going to catch Red 2, but there's the 4-step, there's the heal, there's the Hand of God. They throw down a Tombstone on the backline as well. Red 2, though, he's still dropping, and he's still dead. Adrian just didn't give a damn. Pushes in for the damage. He'll take down Little Nick as well. He'll clean up, well, the Wraith Pact, and this is not going well for 5RAT. They're in some serious trouble. DNM's just going to have to try and hold, but his first life should be, oh no, not taken away. The Concussive Grenade actually pushes him onto the high ground, so he is going to survive for now. But his teammates aren't really that as fortunate. Jamari just goes hunting for AB1. They got the root. They're going to push their way forward. The cookie stun is in.
Oh,
Nick tries to make a move, but it's too late. Adrian's just going to start healing up with a lifesteal. And DNM's entirely alone for a second life. Tries to create the separation with the grenade again into the Hurricane Pike, but Jamari jumps his way forward, but Jamari... oh boy, no HP there, and DNM is really starting to hurt, but eventually Adrian puts an end to that ring.
That I don't think 5RAT want to be in anymore. This is where your Chen starts to just be a creep, starts to have a little militia that he sits in the trees in one lane and pushes it out every once in a while, but that's the...
Back here pretty quickly. They're still kind of grouped up. Jamari is looking to see if anyone comes to challenge him mid, but realistically, yeah, it's up top where the fight could break out as 555 just kind of wanders his way in. Adrian, though, goes to work. Machine Gun Shadow Fiend immediately takes out AB1, but it's another trade on the supports. The same two supports, as a matter of fact, but... well, if you're 555, okay, fine, you died. If you link in, then that kind of gives the game away.
Yeah, and they're being patient. Adrian is pushing in now, but not giving away their position, but here's the toss back.
Okay. They're in. They're able to take down the first life, but so is Jamari. Look at all the damage he's doing. That's going to force out the Hand of God, but it's still not enough. Nick gets taken down, and DNM needs a little bit of backup. Activated his BKB, but he is getting pushed back towards his own fountain. But that does mean he's not getting any damage onto Adrian. Adrian did lose his magic immunity, however, so time to start falling back. Looks like Dreamers are going to be able to pull pretty much everyone out of there, so... got Cheese and a Refresher Shard on Jamari, so... I mean, upwards of, what, 10 remnants to play around with here, and there's going to be one of them. He jumps his way in, going to get the root down onto AB1, the Roar now deployed onto Red 2 as well. Mortimer Kisses flying through, and that's going to force out all the healing that Speed has. Not enough to save AB1, but the cores do successfully fall back. Nick, though, would like to go in, but he's a little off on the timing, only a second early before the BKB wore off. They're still looking to get something here. Assassinate is not enough damage. Any danger there either.
No, and Adrian didn't even commit. He has BKB still. He is down for this, and okay. Toss back doesn't get the BKB off.
And they save him. No, they can't. Adrian's dead, and Dreamers, that was a very strange series of events. They were hanging out around the same area like they...
At the gates of Dreamers' base. BKB up on DNM. He's ready to push in. And how do you approach this fight now?
Oh, they're going to start off with the Roar, getting in onto the Sniper. Jamari pushing his way forward as well, and DNM's taken down already. AB1 in some trouble, rooted up, finished off. They're going to clean the Tombstone, but they want more kills. Jamari's going to push his way in. There's the root onto the Chen, locking him down with the Searing Chains, pushing forward with yet another Remnant. Speed's TP, a little ambitious there. Really no way he was making that safely, and...
see how Dreamers are able to collapse Octarine Core under kill as well, so that added cast range, and here's the toss back. Trying for it again.
Okay. They got the toss back. They've got the Hex. Little Nick does dive for it, but he'll buy back immediately. His teammates were able to get through the first life of the Shadow Fiend, but it is going to come at a cost. They're going to lose speed. They're going to lose AB1. The ladder will buy back, but will it be enough? Adrian does get the BKB off this time. And now Jamari, waiting for his moment. When does he want to jump in? They would love to bait Red 2 all the way forward, but they're also really just retreating here. Keel TP's away. Adrian's going to try to make it home too, so Jamari does not get his moment to strike ET, but...
ends, but... well, I'll eat my words. They decide to leave the base. They're trying to find 555 and Drakeel, and, well, they both bash, and now time to run, but Nick, this is your dieback.
Yeah, he is in some serious trouble. They'll take him down right away, and he is not getting back in. And that's... I was going to say your primary initiation, ET. It's worse than that. That's your ult. Choose your moment here. They're going to try to push their way in, presumably through mid. They get the root onto Red 2. He's able to pop the Lotus, but look at the backline. They just go straight for the Sniper. And there was
Yeah,
nothing that could be done. That's it. Red 2 goes down. He's got a buyback ET, but for what, really? He could pop the Exo, but it's not going to be enough to save the day.
No, it's too much damage. And now that they realize that they can just hit the tier 4s, okay, trying to kite him in. Okay, Red 2 versus the world.
Pop the Exo, got a Hex off, but it's just not going to work. Slowly getting run back. That did buy enough time for the buyback from DNM, but this is just basically stubbornness from 5RAT. You know, they don't want to jump the gun here, but there's going to be the initial play. There's the roar. He's on the steps of his own fountain, though, so yeah, that's maybe trying to do a little bit too much. But while all that went down, Adrian takes the tier 4 towers. The Ancient has been exposed. The Searing Chains is going to hit onto Red 2. But now 5RAT have more heroes up, but will it be enough? Little Nick tries to go in, gets the Avalanche, gets the toss. Jamari, though, had time to pop the BKB, and now here comes another fight. Drakeel pushes in. Roar deployed. DNM has been caught. The Hex, though, is going to prevent Adrian from getting off his Requiem. So DNM was able to fall back into his fountain, but his teammates really are struggling to hold the line inside of their own base. They get 5-5-5, but Red 2 had to basically suicide for that, and he's going to get taken down. Dead for 2 minutes. But 5RAT, you got to give them credit, ET. They're not giving up, but now it's pretty much over. That's DNM going down. Speed will fall as well. They're going to hunt AB1 inside the fountain, but they don't kill him off before the Ancient dies. That is Dreamer's take her and try to slow him down that way, so interesting scenarios. Doing poorly, but we mentioned this in one of the previous matchups. You doing good is kind of nullified if your opponent's doing great, as Red 2 is under attack. Adrian, though, gets jumped in on first. Able to take...
And, well, Speed got kind of left here, so he's going to get triple raised, and, well, off that, a little bit of revenge. Unfortunate that Adrian doesn't get the kill, but...
Rotate 2. If the supports come mid, you can try for the Ember, but then you're not really the one doing any rotating. But if you go top, Drakeel is looking pretty tough, and down bottom, well, Nick's already been picked off, so you won't have the number.
Battlefiend's lane. Eventually, even though with mid, trying to get aggressive, but yeah, with phase boots, with the Remnant already cast, Jamari does get forced out of the lane, but he's back to farming. Bottom lane is a problem, though.
Yep.
DNM TP's over, gets the kill. Adrian loses, he TP's dies, so...
Get any of the sort of gold that he was going to, or the experience even, for that matter, for stacking those up, so leaves your silencer very poor. But over in the river, nice play. 5-5-5 hook shots in. Jamari's able to get his first kill of the match. And your Ember Spirit looking pretty good here. And ET going for... Although at the moment, and their tower is getting pressured a little bit here. Nick is actually going to throw down the homing missile, but there's the move. 5-5-5 is in. Adrian's going to start throwing out the raises. There was a TP there momentarily from the bat, but he doesn't actually go through with it. But Adrian's still in trouble, trying to maneuver his way through the tree line. Actually turns around for a raise that doesn't really connect, but his teammates, they have this handled. Even with the Unleash, Speed can't turn onto any of them. No matter, though. But now, here come the reinforcements. Nick is here, TP in from the Bat Rider. They're looking for the Clockwork. He is going to try to hook out defensively, but doesn't actually make it. Global Silence will be committed. That does not save the clock, but it does buy time for Adrian to get in. There's the Requiem. There's the Ravage, hitting up onto 2 and 3 respectively. But they need bigger kills than this. AB1 was the only one to die, and now with Speed coming in, this is going to get a little bit rough. Rebound doesn't hit onto anyone, though. But Jamari will join the fight, goes in for the Sleight of Fist. They're going to take down Nick. Pamplona will be sacrificed off in that tree line, but looks like a fight that at this point really neither side wants to act. They do know where he is. They get him with the Sleight of Fist. 5-5-5 doesn't even use the hook shot, just walks in, grabs the cogs, and Nick is going to get taken down here eventually. The Wrath of Nature, though, comes through, so they're looking for a return play. This time, the defensive hook actually gets 5-5-5 onto a teammate. But look at the way Red 2's pushing in. They don't care. They just want the kill anyway. They are going to be able to get it. Pamplona's TPing out. There was a silence on the Bat Rider, so he wasn't able to use the last.
Kind of just walking at his opponents, but 5RAT are getting pressured now.
Yeah, hitting up to tier 1. That's going to force out the call down. Call down used. Wrath of Nature comes in. They just got to root in, though, onto Nick, and 5-5-5. He was just waiting for his moment. The second he sees those chains connect, he's able to hook in.
Milk up from the rest of 5RAT looking for a lasso play. Of course, abusing the fact that he has BKB. He does not care about Ravage right now, but look at this, Adrian. I think he's
the
just
global.
gonna die.
Does he use his BKB? No, he doesn't. Okay. Thought for a moment maybe Red 2 would panic, but he had the damage. He was confident in it. Now they're going to push for more. Clockwork gets caught. Drakeel, though, is still kind of pushing forward like he wants that, and, well, not for himself, but for Jamari, who's quickly able to finish the job, and you still got to be careful if you're 5RAT. That is a Tidehunter, and there is the Ravage, connecting onto 2 or 3, but BKB was saved for this exact purpose. They go in anyway, they get the lasso down, and they perfectly bait the Dreamers lineup. They're going to lose all their cores and being tracked by a missile here, but by the time it hits, I don't think they can follow it up. They're going to try, though. There's the lasso. The hook is not really useful. It hits Jamari instead of the Bat Rider, but the Global Silence does mean 5RAT can't immediately pounce on that. Oh, boy. Pounce on that play as Drakeel baited into the Ravage. It technically hits onto one in the pit there, but they didn't actually see it, and it's not actually going to matter. Pamplona gets taken down. Drakeel's in trouble. Rooted up, taken out, and back-to-back instances ET where that Ravage is basically
is getting smaller. No tier 2s taken just yet, but that's their next objective is DNM. Well, looking for Pamplona, and Pamplona, well, you tried, but just gets scouted out, gets killed. Not much you can do if you're the silencer there.
That is good news for him. Bad news, though, for Drakeel. The recipe for his halberd actually gets sniped out. It was coming on the coming on the courier, and now he's got to get away. Multiple TPs to the outpost. But they're not looking for him. They want Adrian. Can they catch up to him, though? Not just yet. The Ravage has to be used defensively, and they're actually going to turn. There's going to be the Requiem. There's going to be the Silence. They've dropped down Red 2, but I don't know if they have enough damage to deal with all of 5RAT. So now they're just trying to fall back. Pamplona goes down. Drakeel will fall. AB1, though, blinks in, drops the Overgrowth, but his teammates, they weren't really ready for this. DNM had such little health that he couldn't afford to push forward, and
Adrian. Well,
gonna wait for the TP in as well, so now they've got the Bat Rider to help. Really just perfect setup from them. They find a big kill, and you saw Dreamers, they were kind of sort of trying to make their way over, hoping to defend their teammate, but now that Adrian's down, they've all just got to kind of make it out on foot, and uh-oh, that's a problem. Jamari jumps back to the Remnant, gets rooted up, that forces his BKB, and that's twice now. He's had to use some big BKB charges just he could have blinked and Overgrowth in, and then, well, actually, now that I think about it, they've got bots and they've got Nature's Prophet, so that could have been 4 heroes in there pretty instantly, but this time, well, Dreamers decide he's bluffing. He doesn't have any backup, and it wasn't really a bluff after all. AB1 blinks in, there's gonna be your Overgrowth. DNM comes in for the root. Drakeel's in some trouble, doesn't want to Ravage for this, so that means he is gonna get stuck on the high ground and killed off.
Yeah, just gets jerked around. That's a gem.
Shadow Fiend won't quite step into it. DNM now reveals himself, but now is a little bit of an awkward time. But he does have his BKB. Able to pop that, just reset everything. Drakeel has to cut himself out of the Sprout. But he will get away, and that's a BKB used.
Yeah, still not the best play, though, and look mid. Nick's gonna be on dieback, so 5RAT getting a little bit sloppy.
Ooh.
And Hook.
Okay, Hook into Requiem. Disarms there as well. And the Ravage, does it hit Red 2? No, he's able to blink himself out, but they do see that they hit AB1 on the back line, so they're going to try to get onto him. Defensive Overgrowth has to be popped. Can he somehow get away? He does blink out for now, and Jamari does not.
In a little bit of a right-click battle now. As Drakeel doesn't have Halberd for another 5 seconds, but feels like it is losing, and here we go.
Okay, Global comes out, Ravage deployed, Adrian's still alive, pops the Manta, turns around, getting the damage in onto speed, they'll take him down first. They're looking for DNM here as well, they've got him disarmed, so he can't turn around and fight, but Jamari wants to get in onto the Bat Rider, they're not going to be able to do that, but the Aegis just timed out, so Nature's Prophet, fair game, straight in onto him, DNM will fall. Nick attempted to use the Ogre Seal Totem to get up the ramp, but didn't actually make it. He should die here in really just another second or two. Drakeel will track him down. Manta dodge his way through that. 555 hooked onto a creep. Didn't hit Red 2 himself, but this fight could get complicated. They do have Ravage back up. Who just BKB? Red 2 did. For I'm not entirely sure just yet, but there's going to be your overgrowth that forces out the global silence. Adrian does not want to Requiem because all the BKBs are active, so he's going to try to hold it, but he's losing a lot of health. He lost one of his teammates. 555 will fall, but the Requiem comes in. Nick and Speed both finished off. And Dreamers hold the line. Jamari is going to get greedy, though. He's trying to push. He got the root onto Red 2. They know his BKB's been used, so he doesn't have a way out. Drakeel blinks in, knocks him back with the Havoc Hammer. Very rarely. They better check it now. There we go. Now they're going to get themselves in here, and if you're 5RAT, you've got to try, right? Red 2's pushing in. He does get the lasso, but there's going to be the global silence. DNM gets disarmed. There's a buyback from Speed. He's going to try to get involved, but look at Jamari trying to make sure that the overgrowth doesn't factor into this fight at all, keeping AB1 on the very far edge of that fight. They do take him down. In the meantime, Adrian's going back into the pit. That feels a little bit risky. Pamplona gets taken down, but he buys back. Speed, though, trying to push his way in. They did get a bash. They get their Hex now as well. Adrian is falling. Adrian goes down. The lasso is going to actually catch out the Ember Spirit as well, and... well, Dreamers, they weren't ready for the reinitiation. They thought that they had control of the field, but they weren't anticipating, I guess, the buyback from Speed. We really are bored if we're counting that as a major development here, ET. But speaking of developments, that's a push in. They got the Hex, they got the Ravage. Red 2's just straight dead. Nick, a little less consequential, but he gets picked off as well. And oh boy, 5RAT. Little bit funky. Gold here, and how do they look to use it? Oh, Jamari, okay. Try to get onto try to get onto DNM. Now he's going to look for the Bat Rider, and they did actually root him up, but yeah, now the BKB comes into play. He's going to drop lasso onto 555, but the global silence does come in. Red 2 did not care. Just pops the refresher, pops his BKB again, pops his lasso again, kills Jamari off, and...
Actually, if you try to push into the base after those items get farmed, it's where everything gets a little bit more chaotic, as well as, you know, Ex Machina, probably the next biggest one after Kill.
Jump in, Ravage onto multiple heroes, 555 hooking in as well. Global Silence going to be deployed. Red 2 in some trouble, lost a lot of health, but he was able to get the BKB off, so he will fall back, but Jamari kept the chase going. Able to get onto Nick. Nick, though, immediately buys back, TPing onto the outpost while DNM pushes in, but the Fear is going to push him back. The disarm's onto him as well, but Speed saw his moment, wasn't able to get in, though, for the kill, so his moment has passed, but DNM resets, gets in, looking for the damage. Drakeel dropped low, will be taken down. Now they get the lasso onto the Shadow Feed, pulling him away from his teammates. Adrian will fall, but look at the buybacks coming out. They're all buying back here, but Jamari can't go down. He will fall, though, and Drakeel, instead of waiting to regroup with his team, tried to push in, hoping to save the Ember Spirit's life. Instead, he's about to die back.
Uh-oh, and this is feeling like it could be it.
Oh. More buybacks coming in. Jamari back, Pamplona in. So this is all the firepower that they have at their disposal here. 2 minutes without the Tide, but they were able to get through the first life there on the Nature's Prophet. Now they've got the Hex. They need more damage, though, but look at the Force Staffs pushing him back. Requiem, though, will still take Nick out of the fight, but Speed trying to go in. Can he get Adrian dead? No, he cannot, but DNM wants something, and he's got everyone. Actually, everyone. That's it. It's over.
No, DNM's done it. The Ags, the root, it comes through, the damage. Dreamers are shell-shocked. They can't believe that after this long, arduous game, it's over. Their run as well, 5RAT have knocked Dreamers out of the tournament.
Oh, man. All of it ends there in the blink of an eye with just that last little bit of damage, and yeah, the GGs will be called, and Dreamers, they were close, ET.
Right. Trinkets.